Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer received this gaming monitor a few weeks ago and has had a great experience with it since the initial setup and calibration. They were fortunate to receive a flawless panel with absolutely no dead, stuck, or bright pixels. For an IPS screen, the picture quality is fantastic and impressively bright. Our reviewer notes that it's perfectly usable even with the brightness setting at 0. The viewing angles are also a major plus, as the image remains sharp and clear from all sides and even from a distance. This client uses it in a single monitor setup and sits relatively close, which has worked out perfectly for their needs. While the panel is excellent overall, they did notice a very small amount of backlight bleed in the lower right corner. However, the area is so minimal that it's considered completely acceptable for an IPS display with such a thin bezel, and they haven't observed any distracting IPS glow from their central viewing position. In terms of performance, this monitor has been a joy for both PC and console gaming. The high refresh rate is a significant upgrade from their older display, making a noticeable difference in games that rely on quick reaction times. The built-in speakers are admittedly a bit weak, but they are functional and a welcome inclusion for basic audio. The only minor hiccup encountered was with a specific gaming laptop, which seemed to prefer running games in full-screen mode, though this is likely a limitation of the laptop rather than the monitor. The build quality was solid out of the box, with all parts and hardware included and in perfect condition. Ultimately, this client feels it offers tremendous value, especially when considering its strong warranty compared to some competitors.
Awesome! Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer suggests that for gamers looking to make a significant leap in performance without emptying their wallets, this monitor is an exceptional choice. Our client was immediately impressed with the build quality, noting that the whole unit feels rugged and durable. The stand is particularly noteworthy, feeling incredibly solid and offering full adjustability for height, tilt, and swivel, which makes finding the perfect ergonomic position easy. The thin bezels are another plus, making it a great candidate for anyone considering a multi-screen setup in the future. When it comes to the actual gaming experience, this monitor truly shines. The jump to 1440p resolution is a real game changer from standard 1080p, offering a much sharper and more detailed image without demanding a top-of-the-line graphics card like 4K does. Combined with the high refresh rate and quick response time, motion is just buttery smooth, which this client found made a huge difference in fast-paced competitive titles. Screen tearing and stuttering are practically non-existent thanks to its adaptive sync technology, leading to a much more immersive and fluid gameplay session. Visually, the colors are vibrant and the contrast is impressive for a display in its class. The HDR support adds a nice pop to the visuals, making dark areas in games feel deeper and bright spots stand out more. While it's not the kind of mind-blowing HDR you'd see on a top-tier television, it absolutely enhances the depth of the image. The client did mention that the colors needed a little tweaking out of the box to look their best and that it lacks built-in speakers, but for most gamers who use a headset or dedicated speakers, that's hardly a deal-breaker. Overall, it's a fantastic piece of hardware that delivers on all the important fronts.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience with this gaming monitor. It provides a really smooth gaming experience, mainly because of its high refresh rate and G-Sync compatibility. It's worth noting that the description of this item is a little off though. It doesn't actually run at the advertised refresh rate straight out of the box. You need to overclock it to reach that speed, which is a small inconvenience. Our reviewer really enjoyed the jump to 1440p resolution from 1080p. They also feel that keeping the screen size under 30 inches helps maintain a nice, sharp picture. The colors are decent, but this client typically prefers the look of glossy screens. However, the matte finish on this one does a good job minimizing glare. Now a slight concern arose regarding quality control. After only a month of use, a stuck blue pixel appeared in the top right corner. Luckily, they found a fix through YouTube video that cycles through colors, and after about half an hour the pixel was unstuck. Aside from that pixel issue and the somewhat dull appearance of the panel, which is just a characteristic of the panel technology itself, this client believes it's a fantastic monitor. If you're on a tighter budget and eager to game at 1440p with a high refresh rate, our reviewer thinks this is definitely the monitor to get. However, if you have more room in your budget and prioritize picture quality, they suggest considering alternatives that use different panel technologies. This might just come down to personal preference, but it's worth thinking about.
That's a wrap. If you enjoyed this, drop a like and subscribe for more. Got thoughts? Let's chat in the comments. See you in the next one.